Hello and welcome back to The Broken Doll. It's been a few days since I've made a video because I just haven't been well. Knocking this cold out of me has been really hard. This virus, I don't know, my son is also struggling with it, but it's coming. Like, it seems like every day a little improvement. But I still have to take like an antihistamine right now just to help me get through some of this still, but wow. But anyways, I'm feeling a bit better. Right when I say to you is I feel a bit better, and I do, I plummet, I go down again, but oh well, it is what it is. But anyways, regardless, I want to get back to some of my dolls here, and they're just sitting and waiting. So here we are. Okay, what do I want to do here? Well, I want to get airbrushing. That's my next thing, is airbrushing these dolls. So anyhow, I have here my airbrush. This is a cake airbrush. It's not expensive. You can get it right on Amazon for about 40, maybe 30, 40 bucks, maybe cheaper, maybe more. It's not going to be much more than that, though. If it is, it's just a little by little bit, once you put your tax on it and all that other stuff. It's a very simple, straightforward airbrush. Why am I starting with something like this? Because I'm new at it just like everybody else is. Now, I do have the mushroom compressor up in my attic up there. I find it intimidating right now for me. It's hard for me to keep the pressure up. And so I don't think I really want to use something like that. My next one that I'd like to go to is another tabletop one. Now I put this on the floor because it works better for me when it is on the floor. If you're using oil paint, or any paint, it doesn't matter. You have to keep your brushes clean. It is a must. If you don't, you will have a clog in your needle and you won't be able to use it, and you have to either try to work on it to get it out, which is really hard to do. Sometimes it can happen, you can do it, but there's a lot of times your needle is lost and you can't use it anymore and you have to put another needle in. I've had this needle since I've owned it. I've had this for about maybe 3-4 years now, this machine, and I've never had a problem because I keep it clean and I just keep using the same needle over and over again. The cleaning of your machine is utmost. I can't stress it enough. But anyways, now you can buy solutions for your machine if you want, but I just use my odorless paint thinner and it works just as well. You can if you want to get into maybe more serious airbrushers, want all that stuff. For the little bit I do, this works just as well, just as fine. Like I said, 3-4 years, never had to replace a needle. Knock on wood. Doot, on the top of my head. And maybe, now that I said this, I'm going to jinx myself. I hope I don't. But, I've done very well with it. And this little contraption here, I've learned how to rip it apart without fear now. I used to be afraid when they show all the parts that come out of it. You're like, oh my goodness, there's just too many parts. I'm not going to make it. Putting it back together again. But it is very straightforward. That's why I start with something simple. This was suggested to me by a friend of mine who's now deceased, but she told me about it. She says, why don't you start with just a little cake decorator? It does the same thing. It sprays out paint. The only thing is that, yeah, you can get some different wide spreads, thinner, spread of your paint. You can with this, but as you move along, you might want to get something where you can control it more, and that's what I'm starting to look for. Now, a lot of people like to airbrush even the doll itself, and that's fine too, but most people that I have seen who do restore composition dolls, they hand paint them. And airbrushing the hair is so much better than hand painting it. I see people hand painting the hair on a composition doll. It's okay, but it just doesn't look good. Like, we're trying to return it back to the manufacturing look, and that's what we're trying to go for. I am not an expert at this yet. I still see my mistakes. I've taken the paint on, off so many times. It'll just flip your mind, because if I don't like it, I don't like it. And I've ruined it by not staying, distance is another thing, being close is another thing, being distance is another thing. So you can get shadows and everything by going back and forth, which is what you would see as light hits the hair and puts those shadows on the hair, highlights the hair and darkens the hair and all that stuff. So we're trying to accomplish that at the same time, but that will happen naturally as you go through. Now, one thing I have found that I've been doing is doing the back and forth, which I'm not going to do this time. I'm going to try to rotate around in more like circles, because it leaves like a layer effect. I noticed on some of my dolls from me going like back and forth like this, and it's fine. It does look good, but I do want it to be more natural, where it's more like I'm going to do a round more like a round, and with a little bit of back and forth. You have to. You can't get away with it when you're doing the front, like the bangs and whatnot of the doll. So there are areas you do have to go back and forth around the back of the neck, around the sides. You're going to do that, but in the middle of the head, I'm going to try to do a circular type of circular type rotation type thing, so that we'll see how that works this time, if I can try to do it. So I mean, I'm trying to branch out a little bit all the time with my work and what I do. What do I use for these dolls? These are Patsy dolls. They had brown hair. Some might have more like reddy brown, so that's why I use the burnt umber, because it gives that red yet brown look. These are egg cups from Easter, so I'm going to use these to mix up my paint with. I have my burnt umber here, and I have my paint thinner as well sitting right here beside me. I got my glasses, and I have a good attitude so far. So anyways, there we go. But I hope you enjoy seeing this, and we'll get this going here. So what I'm going to do is take my airbrush, put it on the floor. Like I said, what I do. I do what I do. I'm a lefty, so it's going to go on my left-hand side. Oh, there we go. And I'm going to plug her in. I got a plug behind me here. I got an extension cord sitting right here. So here we go, my little extension cord, and we are plugged in. There we go. So now we're in. Now I like the cord to sometimes sit on my lap. It takes away the tension of the machine. So I'll do that, and sometimes it falls off, and that's how it goes. But anyways, there it is. And I need a brush. Everything is hidden behind a plastic lid. So the plastic lid is right there. So I don't want my brushes to get any paint on them. So I forgot to bring a brush out though with me when I covered them up here. Let me just get a brush. Here we go. Maybe I'll not. Alright, we'll use this one right here. Don't want to start a brand new brush for this. There we go. This brush is getting kind of on the older side. So as they age, I keep buying new ones. I got new ones sitting here. I found a whole bunch of new ones. I don't know. I must keep behind my back. I don't remember. I buy new brushes all the time. Then I forget that I buy them. Then I look down in a bag. I go, oh, brushes. Yay. Anyways, we're going to put some burnt umber in here. All right, there we go. We're going to put a little bit of paint in. You got to have it thinned out because you got to get it through that little needle. So that's the idea of this. So here we go. So I got a little bit of, I don't know if that's going to be too thin. That might be too thin. I might have put just too much in there. I don't know, maybe not. Surprising what, as you mix this paint up here. You gotta make sure your paint, because otherwise even your paint can clog up, and your needle, and you can't get anything through it because your paint is doing it. So you gotta really make sure the chunkies are out. Well, that looks okay, actually, to be honest with you. All right, yeah, that looks really good. All right. Yeah, that looks nice. Wow, okay. Now I did find my paper towels here too. I lost them a while ago, and I found them. When I found my cord, my extension cord, that's when I found my paper towels. So there we go. All right, there we are. And before you start this, blow your nose. Okay, you don't want to have a runny nose here. All right, there we go. Alright, so now we have that done. I think we're looking pretty good here. It looks really nice and thin. Yeah, we're going to try that and see how that works. So let's get this, and if not, we can thin her down some more if that's the case. Alright, so now, this is your bowl right here. Right, this part right here. You take off this lid. And that's where you're going to put your paint down, is down inside that little bowl. All right. So anyways, they give you a lot of cord too, which is great. All right, so that's what you want your paper towels for, to set stuff like that down on there. And you want to take this here. These little cups are nice. All right, there we are. And we put our lid back on it again. There we go. And now the next thing is to start our machine up. And we're going to grab our first little head. We'll get this little girl going here, right here. Now before I get her, I want to do something. I want to wipe her down first before all these heads should be wiped down because they've been sitting. Okay. Okay, she's nice and wiped. These are just all patsy heads. I'm not too pleased with some of my work on here. Some of it is okay. Some of it I'm just not pleased with. I don't know. But when they come to you in such rough shape like they do, it's hard sometimes to, you know, to get them where you like them. And sometimes it's just how it is. You just can't, you know. Okay, I want these out of the way so they don't receive the paint, but then I'm not going to paint in that direction anyway, so I'm going to paint more up this way. So here we are. Okay, and let's get going here. That's the noise it makes. It's not that bad. Okay, let's get that out of the way. So now I'm going to spray my hand first, okay? See, there it is there. So I see where I'm at. Okay. I'll be full of brown paint by the time I'm done here, so. Okay, we want to make sure that we're out. Okay, so I'm going to start with the back of the head first, and then I'll move myself around. So distance is another thing. So I find that coming back and forth is nice. Otherwise you get these little dots on there and you got to take it back off again. So we're going to start at a bit of a distance. There we go. You see, I'm trying to do a circular motion. Now I'm going to turn. Now I'm going to try to hit in this way like that. Now at the bangs here, I'm going to go back and forth a bit to try to get some layer there. Get on the top of the head a little bit more. Distance, Tammy. I talk a lot to myself. Distance. Okay, I think she looks pretty good. I'm trying to be double jointed almost. Okay, there we are. Now that I got her done, I'll grab her by her face only. Now I see some places on her face where I kind of aimed on, and you aimed at, I should say, and I don't really care for that too much. So this is where your makeup brushes will come in handy, which I'm getting very low on. I gotta go get some more of these. So pick her up by her face again. Don't touch her by her hair. Put your finger up inside, and right around these areas in here like this, you can go inside and just kind of scoop in and get those areas that kind of concern you. You can see I got some stuff off that was just not where it's supposed to be. There you go. There. Okay, she looks pretty good. Wow, that looks nice on her. She's got a nice glow about her. I hope you like what you're seeing here. Got dark on the top a little bit of light all the way around. Oh, did I miss right in here? I don't know what happened there. Well, it doesn't look too bad. Actually, I'm going to just leave that. That's not too bad at all. I didn't touch it back there, so. All right, there we go. Just me talking away to myself here. Okay, so we have the next head to do now. Not put those there because they'll get covered with paint. Okay, I can see my lid has paint on it, so let's go to the next step here. Okay, we're going to get this girl done, and we're going to start at the back of her head again. Hang on a second, stay there. There we go. What's going on here? I think I'm kind of twisted around some stuff here. What's going on here? What is this? Oh. Oh my goodness, I just got it. Oh, here. Let's take that out. There we go. I'm in a knot. Okay, I might have to make a part 2 of this because I think I'm getting on with minutes here. There we go. All right. Oh, wow. Gotta be careful here. Why is this twisting? All right, if this ends, I'll be coming back with part 2. There. Okay. Let me see where we are at. Okay, I'm going to come back with part 2. Thank you for joining me. Tell me what you think of the first little gal I did. And we'll be coming back with more. Thanks again. Bye-bye.